in the NFL draft last night. My son dragged me into the darn thing, you know. I'll tell you something. This is inappropriate to say in front of my son.
Or anybody?
Or anybody, really. They kept showing Kenny Pickett. It was just me and my 17-year-old son watching. He's the quarterback from Pitt.
Okay.
And he was sitting there with his family, and, of course, his girlfriend is a rocket, and she's sitting right next to him. So they panned to him, and he wasn't picked until 20th. So they showed him a lot.
How many hours into the draft is that? 20 picks.
Last night went very fast. I was surprised.
Did it?
They have cut the amount of time between picks, and it went very, very fast. So I watched almost the entire first round in 2.5 hours, where usually it takes much longer than that. I mean, I'd say usually it's like 3 hours and 15 minutes to get to that.
There wasn't much to fight over, or
I don't know why it was. The picks were just coming. The picks were coming fast and furious, and there was a ton of trades. There was a lot of action going on between the teams last night. I mean, if you're a fantasy football player, some enormous names changed teams. A.J. Brown, who's a great receiver for the Titans, went to the Eagles, which was stunning. Everybody's like, what? I mean, a lot of that kind of thing happened. So they kept showing Kenny Pickett, and finally I just said, dang, that girl's a rocket. And my son said, Dad, and I don't know what you want me to say. I mean, jeez. And then they cut back to her, and I said, that girl is straight fire. And he's like, Dad. I mean, he does not like.
She's closer to my age than yours.
He doesn't. Closer to his. Are you kidding? I mean, by about 25 years. And, I mean, he's basically his age, and she is. And I just kept, every time they showed her, I was like, oh, yeah, take a look. Take a look at that. Yeah. I shouldn't have done it. But, it was just a natural reaction in me when I saw her every time. The Jaguars took that first pick, and anytime the Jaguars make their pick, and they were picking first last night, it throws back to another time they've had good drafts in the past. And this woman,
number one Jags fan
all time, was found by a local news station in Jacksonville. And she loves watching Jacksonville Jaguars drafts.
They say they have the best draft in the entire NFL. Are you surprised to hear that?
Certainly not. The first year we took it to the limit. And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
It's been 20 years since then. We haven't been too strong in the last few years.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules. You can't have a newcomer come in and steal a show.
Still waiting for the Jags to steal.
Still the best analysis ever.
They stole the show last night. Did the Jags? Is that 2 years in a row the Jags have had the top pick? Yes.
Is it?
They got Trevor Lawrence last year.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So let's see how they do this year.
What team in the history of the draft has had the most number one picks?
Man, good question.
That's a good question.
Jets?
Browns?
Jets and Browns. I mean,
Browns, maybe, yeah.
Maybe. The Jets had like number 4 and number 10 last night, and there was a lot of trade speculation around them. I just got so sucked into it. And the fashion.
Yeah, fashion.
Yeah, fashion.
Well, these guys, I just don't get it. They would show these guys wearing, lavender suits with pearls, and the pants on the suit come down to 6 inches above the ankle and then taper there, with no socks and Air Jordans.
Yep.
That's what these guys were wearing last night. And I just look at them and I'd look at it and I go, look at this.
Yeah, young men's fashion is, and this is not even anywhere close to that, but I have a niece who's mid-20s, and she went to a wedding in Florida. But all the young men of her generation dress the same way at weddings now. Like you said, the pants are super tight, super short, and they stop inches above the ankle.
Yeah.
Nobody wears socks.
No.
And then they wear like black loafers. Like with tassels.
Yes. And then
it's got to be uncomfortable.
Right.
Or
And
if they do wear socks, they're those fashion socks that have all kinds of different designs and stuff on them.
Well, I'll tell you this. These NFL guys weren't wearing any socks.
Yeah,
and
a lot of them don't.
You'd see
most don't wear socks.
6 inches of skin down there, with and then tennis shoes, And I just looked at, here I was sitting there with my son, and they'd show these guys. I'm like, look at this. Look at.
Did your son think the clothes were cool?
He loved them. He's like, nice fit.
I'll wear that to the prom.
Do you know what he said? He said that, and this is a direct quote. He said, when I get drafted, I'm going to wear all pink.
Drafted for...
Well, that was my
son.
Yes, on draft night for my son.
You should promise to wear all pink if he does.
That's what I should. Yeah, I should say if you're ever drafted in the NFL, I'll put on that exact
matching
suit.
outfit.
Whatever you want me to wear, I'll wear.
He should have gotten dressed last night. That's as close as he's getting.
Yeah, he should have. He should have dressed up. But those suits, I just looked at them, and it used to be guys just wore suits, but goodness gracious!
Yeah.
And you're right about that tight-fitting pants. Like, how do you even do that?
Those stovepipe bottom pants.
But if you're at a wedding, how do you dance in those?
I know.
How do you move?
Well, it's the material too. The material
It's stretchy.
It's stretchy.
I guess it works. And I see kids, like when I was up on campus of Appalachian State, I was invited back up as a dignitary. And
the film shoot.
yes, when I went up for the documentary they were doing on the radio station there, because it's the 50th anniversary of
Your old station.
Our old station. And I went up, I saw all those kids, and that's all they
Did you
wore.
make the cut? Final cut?
I was in it. I was not invited to the documentary presentation.
The premiere.
She told me, don't worry, you'll get an invitation to the premiere. And later, our friend Christian, who also went to Appalachian, texted me and said, just saw you on the video, man. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, I'm here at the...
I was on the red
I'm wearing a
carpet.
pink suit. Everybody is.
Yeah. Chains,
For the
pearl.
red carpet.
Yeah, it's pearl. He's on the red carpet. Lynn, you're talking about the team with the most #1 overall draft picks ever. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, P1. I was listening to coverage of the draft yesterday, and it was really odd that people were guessing Detroit, Cleveland, Tampa Bay, but actually the two teams that's got the most #1 draft picks are tied. It's the Colts and the Rams.
Really?
What do you know?
Well, it's been going on a long time. So,
yeah.
And the Colts were down for a long time, too.
Long time.
That's interesting. All right, thank you.
Good info. Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
LJ.
Thanks, Lynn. Colts and Rams with most overall #1 draft picks.
Going back to your son and clothing, does his school have a junior prom? Is he interested in anything like that?
He's already missed it. It's done. Yeah, it's done, and
It's already come and gone? I thought that was in May.
It's in April, and he came and went, and a lot of his bros did not go. And I wanted him to go, and he didn't do it. He's like, I'm not going to do it. And then there was a girl he wanted to ask, and she got asked by somebody else.
He waited too long.
And he waited too long. And I said, tale as old as time, man. I did that same thing in my day. I only went the year after I graduated. I went back as a college freshman.
God.
Got pick of the litter, though. College man.
And I was
Now they call it a pedo pass.
Wore by...
Do you have a ticket? No, I got a pedo pass. So good. I went here last year.
You're 19.
I used to go here.
Yeah, I was 19, bordering on 20. And, got in there and took a young lady.
Nothing creepier. Nothing.
Best mustache in the room.
I was telling everybody how awesome college was.
Yeah.
And all the things I was doing at college. And
Who's your math teacher? Brenda? I call her Brenda now.
that's right. Told him I was DJing some up on the college day. Here we go. I mean,
they're
that's
gonna make a movie about it.
That's right.
It's kind of tough for a boy, though. I mean, because they're straddling wanting to ask a girl out, but nervous from that, and then at the same time being pulled away from their bros and going staggering.
Some of his bros went and some didn't, and his best friend didn't go, and that gave him the permission to, okay, I'm not going to go.
He should go next year.
I think
Even
so,
if he
too.
goes by himself.
I agree. I mean, it's a senior I missed mine because I had to work.
Yeah.
Okay, first year barbecue, second year radio. And I didn't have a young lady friend. At that time she lived in Canada.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
You don't know her. She didn't go here.
I got asked to go, actually.
You got asked.
I got asked, yeah.
You mean like this year?
No,
Awesome,
I
man.
went my junior year and I got asked.
And did you?
Yeah, I went, yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I just saw, in fact, fact checker Rusty sent me this. Those promposals?
Yeah.
A creative one this year is you do it on a Wordle board. Like you make your own Wordle, and that's your proposal. And he showed, the guy had a huge Wordle out there.
That's clever.
Yeah, I thought so,
I don't
too.
mind that for a prom.
I thought it was kind of cute. Yeah, pretty cool that they did that. That's right. One more sports. This is a piece of sports dirt. I felt like Chris Demm would like this. But I want whoever did it caught and hung up by their Buster Browns.
All right.
This happened at a San Jose Sharks game. If you buy 10 tickets or more to a Sharks game, and one guy did, his birthday party was at a Sharks game recently, and they were on the way into the playoffs.
What's the retail value
That's
of that?
that's pretty
That's
big.
a spendy
I would
ticket.
say, yeah. So he had a party, and I'm sure they sell birthday party slots, party slots at the Sharks games. You can put your own message up on the Jumbotron, but it has to be approved by the the staff of the San
Sure,
Jose
you can't
Sharks.
just have, yeah.
Correct. So here's what he wrote.
Suck it.
It was his. No. He wrote, fans, unite, celebrate, keep the hockey energy kicking. Now imbibe generously, honor the Sharks, is what he wrote, which everybody thought, and everybody did it and everything. But
it's poetry, man.
Somebody got a picture of it and said, wait a minute now. If you take the first letter of every word of that, and I'll just go through.
Can you read it again, please?
Fans, unite, celebrate, keep.
Uh-oh.
That's the first word.
Yeah.
The hockey energy kicking. Okay.
T-H-E-K.
T-H-E. Okay. Kicking. Now imbibe generously. Honor the Sharks. It spells out with the first word. F-U. F. The Knights, which is the Las Vegas Knights. Their arch rival.
They were playing that night?
The arch rival. No, they were playing the Ducks, but since they were arch rivals of the Knights, they got it up there. And the Knights didn't make the playoffs, the Las Vegas Knights. Now, I want these Jumbotron happy guys hung up by their Buster Browns. I'm not going to have something like this on my watch.
These keyboard warriors.
That's right. I'm not going to have something. And it took the Sharks 2 days to figure out, hey, wait a minute.
What, the Knights?
He snuck it in.